Back on CBS Sports HQ, our coverage of the PGA Tour presented by the TaylorMade Stealth 2 driver. This is Forgiveness, and it is a TaylorMade athlete, Scotty Scheffler, getting the job done at the Players' Championship by 5 strokes. Scheffler, 17 under, following a 3 under 69 here on Sunday. With the win, Scotty Scheffler becomes just the 3rd player ever, joining Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus, to hold both the green jacket and the Players' title simultaneously. And for more, we say hello to CBS Sports senior golf writer Kyle Porter. KP, another dominant Sunday under the sun for Scotty Scheffler. I want to give you some numbers here. 28 starts since his first win. 6 wins, 16 top 10s. Dominance in a word here for Scotty Scheffler. How do you characterize these 4 days for the now winner?
Well, I thought what was most impressive, Joe, was really how he managed the golf course throughout the week. You see him chip in right here on number 8. He said after his round, he was like, listen, I'm trying to miss short on that green, because if I'm pin high and I miss at all, I can't even get up and down. He chips in for 2 there, and then that sets off a string of 5 straight birdies. His dispersion, Joe, we talk about shot dispersion, iron play off the tee, it's pretty tight, and he almost always moves it to the right side of the course, which is extraordinarily important at a place like TPC Sawgrass, where you can get into trouble in a hurry. He managed the golf course very well. He didn't even putt it that well, and he wins the golf tournament by 5 strokes. I think that shows you 2 things. It shows you, 1, how good his ball striking is right now. He's extremely gifted from tee to green. And then 2, what good decisions he's making. He only made 5 bogeys on the week. If you roll through his shot link and look at where he played the ball off the tee and into some of these greens, he's missing on the right side at a place that has a ton of water, a ton of trouble, a ton of places that his playing partner, Minwoo Lee, got into trouble in on Sunday. And that's the reason he's won 6 times in the last 392 days, including around $35 million if you add it all up.
Not bad work if you can find it, and if you can play that type of golf. We wear green in observation of his greatest success. And I do want to talk about last year, because it was really the season where Scotty Scheffler became a household name. But is it fair to say he's having a better season right now than he did a year ago? I mean, since January 1, T7, T11, win at the WM, T12, T4, and a win here at the Players.
Well, I think it's right up there. I think you would have to. I think you would have to win a major to kind of match last year. You know, it doesn't have to be the Masters. If he goes out and wins, say, the U.S. Open at LACC or the PGA Championship at Oak Hill, then I think this year is right there with last year's. The Players is a big deal. You know, he said after his round on Sunday, Joe, you know, it was kind of the feeling that he had last year before that final round at the Masters, in terms of being nervous and in terms of how big of a deal it was to him. And so, yeah, I think it is fair to say that this season so far is right there with kind of what he put together last year. And I think the other thing about that, and we just talked about this on the First Cut podcast, is it's not as if it's not sustainable. You know, he's not even gaining. He was field average with his putter. He putted how the average person in this Players' Championship field putted. So it's not as if he's having these extraordinary putting weeks. It's not as if he's kind of playing at a level beyond what he's capable of playing at. He just has learned how to win. He's learned how to manage both his emotions and the golf courses that he's playing. And so, you know, is this going to last for 10 years? I don't know about that. Could he win a couple times a year? I think the statistics and what I'm watching would say that he probably can.
The big reliable gets it done once again. KP, I want to go a little bit further there on the man, because I think sometimes we mistake Scotty Scheffler as uninspiring off course. He's anything but on. And then on course, complete confidence in his game, but at moments off it, when he talks about his game, maybe he lacks a little of that confidence. How do you reconcile those 2 ideas?
Yeah, you know, he is not the he's not the Jordan Spieth on the course where it's a high wire act and you never know what's going to happen next. He is he plays very boring golf, and his demeanor, he doesn't emote a lot. We've seen it at the Ryder Cup. You know, he does the big chest bump with Bryson DeChambeau at Whistling Straits. He gets pretty emotional after beating John Rahm at Whistling Straits in that singles match in the Ryder Cup. So he does emote some, but it's not like a JT. It's maybe not like a Rory McIlroy. But off the course, you know, being around him, talking to him, he's very bright. He's very fun to talk to about a bunch of different things. So he you know, I think he's kind of figured out this really great formula for on-course success, which is play boring golf where you're hitting the ball great and missing on the right side of greens and the right side of the correct side of fairways, And don't get too high and too low. You know, guys talk about all the time, being even keeled on the golf course is really an advantage at the highest level. And he's been able to marry this idea of extreme self-confidence, because these guys all have a comic level of self-confidence, with not being too self-confident to take on shots that maybe you shouldn't take on. And I think that's a really difficult marriage to kind of will into existence. And he's done a great job of it. And it's the reason he's won 6 times in the last 392 days.
Well, you better have some confidence if you want to be world #1. And Scottie Scheffler is that once again. KP, before we let you go here, is he artist or mechanic?
I think he's mechanic. I don't know. I think on the driving range, he might be an artist. He said after his round he can shape it both ways, but on the golf course, especially with the way he's playing right now, he's very much a mechanic of just kind of plodding it around the course and racking up wins at a Tiger-like rate over the last 13 months.
Well, he might be going about it as a mechanic, but pure artistry once again here from Scottie Scheffler. Kyle Porter, we appreciate you as always. And don't forget, you want some more length in your bag? We got the answer for you. It's the all-new Stealth 2 driver. Scan that promo code right there to shop for the TaylorMade Stealth 2 driver.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.